Hey, look, it's a bunch more Pokemon from memory, because apparently I don't know what else to draw. Let's just go ahead and get started. First up, we have number 621, which is Druddigon. Druddigon has always confused me. It looks like it should be a grass dragon type, but I'm pretty sure it's just a dragon. Oh man, these aren't supposed to be duck feet, but they look like duck feet. I was trying to draw the claws and the foot just as one thing to kind of cut out the middleman, but I mean, I guess he has duck feet. Sure, duck feet, why not? Wow, something is definitely wrong with this leg. Let me make it not twice as long as his other leg is for whatever reason. Sure, that's better. Yeah, better. That's what we'll go with, better. Alright, drawing lesson time. Animal legs are a lot like people legs. They've got the hip, the knee, and the foot with all the lines linking it up like this, or something. And boom, you got a really, really dumb looking leg. Probably just the dumbest leg. You know, even though the phrase is, if you can't do, teach, I feel like art is one of those things that you actually need to be able to do well to teach it. So obviously I can't teach it. I mean, look at these legs. They're just... His feet in the front are super, whatever the opposite of pigeon-toed is. And I have no idea what's going on with these back legs. And here's the second time I've ever had to draw wings. Wings are basically just arms. They've got this shoulder, the humerus, and then the radius and ulna. And then it has little finger bones running through the fleshy part of the wing. Unless your wing is some sort of jagged, serrated leaf. I guess this is the main reason I always think Druddigon is a plant. Oh man, the directions of these make no sense. One of these days I'll draw something, and it'll be something like, I'll actually plan it out and it'll be good. Well, at least good for me, instead of whatever this garbage is that I'm drawing. And then its head is basically just like a bulb of some sort of flower, right? Like a rose or something? I don't even know. But there you go. There's its head. I've gone with the typical angry Pokemon eyes. And the typical, whenever I can't remember what something is, I just draw a Trapinch on it. And I'm pretty sure Druddigon is covered in thorns, maybe? I don't really know. But we'll do it. It looks cool to have Pokemon or creatures covered in thorns, especially when they are a plant. So maybe it is just a rose. It's the Rose Dragon. And then it's definitely got something going on in its tail region, like a tail. And then spikes on the tail, like whatever that dinosaur is. The not Ankylosaurus? I don't remember. I used to know my dinosaurs pretty well. Alright, and we'll call this boy done. I mean... Well, I did get some of the key things right, like it does have a tail, it has spikes on it, it has those jaggedy, serrated leaf wings, its head is a bulb thing, I don't really know. It doesn't look as much like a rose as I thought it did, and I also didn't know it was standing on its hind legs. Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. Number 569. Speaking of garbage that I'm drawing, it's Garbodor. This is just a trash Pokemon. I mean, that was really low-hanging fruit, but I had to do it or else I'd feel bad about it. But now that I've done it, I feel bad about doing it, and I feel like I need to apologize, so I'm sorry. Also, I would never use this Pokemon, I guess just out of principle. Well, actually, maybe I would, because it is a form of recycling. I really wonder what the thought process behind this one was. Well, we've already made one out of goopy slime stuff, so why not trash? I have no idea what kind of eyes a trash bag would have, so here, derp eyes. Since the evolved form, I'm pretty sure trash begins to burst out of it. I think its powers come from how much trash it has, and this one has too much power for even a glad bag to hold. Let's give it some distinguishable trash items, like a banana for an arm, those weird colored meatballs it has all over it, a Chinese takeout box, and these sausage fingers that it has on one of its hands. I think it has sort of an, real monsters kind of thing going on with its mouth. Like that cane-shaped girl that was black and white striped with the eyes on the side of it and the most voluptuous lips you've ever seen. Most of the monsters in that actually weren't really scary, they were just gross looking. Kind of like this piece of trash. Alright, well this beautiful girl is ready for her day on the town. I think I've actually sort of drawn a second evolutionary state between Trubbish and Garbodor. It kind of has a little bit of spillage, but it isn't completely broken out of the bag yet. Well, Nintendo, if you wanted to put another one right in the middle of there, you can always take this. Number 26, Raichu. The evolved state of everyone's favorite yellow electric rat, the face of all Pokemon. Raichu's always the villain for some reason, I guess because people want Pikachu to evolve, but Pikachu doesn't want to. These are probably going to be 3 unpopular opinions in a row, but I actually think Pikachu is dumb. I don't like the regular Raichu, but I do think the Alolan Raichu is pretty cool. I'm going to try to do sort of a combo of the regular Raichu and the Alolan Raichu, but disclaimer, it probably isn't going to look like either of them. I need to get a nice bean body going on to build off of, and my patented, I still don't know how animal legs work, animal legs. And I think it has some sort of swirly thing going on with its ears, like a swirly moon. Also, I'm pretty sure it has some super defined eyebrow ridges and cheeks. Also a real big butt chin. This is how I picture this Pokemon. I think the Alolan one is like floating on a cloud or something. Maybe it's floating because it's psychic, and being psychic makes most Pokemon too lazy to use their legs. Man, I wish I could float. Well, now to finish him off, I just have to add his signature lightning bolt tail. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, you have eyes. I think. Number 434, Stunky. Sometimes Pokemon really like to make their Pokemon as sexy as possible. Look at your Gardevoir and Lopunny, especially Lopunny, but don't let your parents catch you looking at it too long. That was dumb. This is another one of those sexy Pokemon. That's what I was trying to get at. But I'm just gonna let the finished product do the talking. Ooh, watch the way you move those fingers. You might get this episode of Pokemon banned. Just like the beach one. Got a nice big fluffy tail, a lot to work with in the back end there. See what I mean? Look how sexy this guy is. Oh man. Alright, let's compare him. Oh, I drew the wrong Pokemon. I thought this was Skuntank the whole time. I even saved this file as Skuntank, even though I had just read it as Stunky out loud a second ago. Oh well. Number 703, Carbink. Oh, this Pokemon. Yeah, of course. I know which one this is. I've got tons of these, probably. I'm gonna have to draw on my powers of deductive or inductive. I'm not really sure which, because I haven't had to use either of those terms in about 10 years, but reasoning. This is probably one of those Pokemon that has 2 English words just jammed together, and you get a Pokemon. So I've got either Car and Bink, or Carb and Ink. I don't think this is one of those Squidmon, so I'm pretty sure it has to be that Car Pokemon. Here's what I want to know. What makes Porygon a Pokemon, but robots aren't Pokemon? Especially that one in XY that was the copy of the gym leader. I don't remember what its name was. I think both of them took some pretty sophisticated AI programming. And it couldn't have been because the robot was too human, because Mewtwo is basically just another cat human. I guess Pokemon never really goes into the science about what classifies something as a Pokemon. It's just one of those things that you either know or you don't know. Or maybe it has something to do with the RNA or DNA or something. A specific code. Or maybe Pokemon is just a entertainment thing for children, so it doesn't have an explanation since it's not trying to be educational. From the 1999 blockbuster Star Wars, it's Car Binks. I don't know why I gave it hippo teeth. You know, oftentimes whenever I think about Jar Jar Binks, I wonder if people actually enjoyed him in that movie whenever they first saw it, but then someone had such a strong negative impression of him and blurted it out all over the internet that it started some sort of movement to hate Jar Jar. So people began to claim that they felt the same way so that they wouldn't be left out or exiled or whatever. And then they actually started to feel that way about him because they kept telling themselves that they felt that way about him. But I don't really remember how I felt about him 18 years ago. Jeez. I remember people quoting him and then laughing, a lot like that Borat movie, but I don't know. I just don't remember how I actually felt. I don't even know how I feel now. Anyways, I have no idea what I'm doing now, so let's see what this guy is definitely not supposed to look like. Huh. Well, whenever I saw it, I thought I would have had a feeling like, oh, I should have known that this was that thing, but I'm not feeling any sort of recognition firing. I know I've seen this Pokemon before. I know I've always caught one and then just been annoyed that there were so many of them, but I don't know. Anyways, I got that it has a bump on its head. Number 130, Gyarados. The Pokemon that defies the conservation of stuff by using magic or something to evolve, or it absorbs all the matter from a lot of gallons of water in order to transform instantly from a fish that weighs about 10 pounds into a sea, not dragon, fish thing that weighs several tons. If it didn't evolve in water, its trainer was probably absorbed and now dead. Probably the most defining thing about Gyarados is its mouth. It's the thing from which it's a fire in its laser. It has some nice, plump, fishy lips, and exactly 4 teeth. I have no idea why I drew its mouth so large. I should have known that I would run out of space extremely quickly. Maybe one day I'll leave it, as a challenge to myself to keep all the stuff the same size I started drawing it. It'll lead to either some funnily proportioned critters or just a big mess. Probably a big mess though. I mean, what else is new? For whatever reason, I'm feeling super lazy with Gyarados, so I'm just gonna draw it as if it were mostly hidden by water, because that's how I imagine Gyarados whenever I imagine it. The next important thing about it is its bumpy fin things that go all the way down its body, much like the way I remember Godzilla being. Another thing that fires its laser. And of course, this is the king of all angry Pokemon, so I have to give it its super angry eyes, which are always triangles. It has a thing on its head, so more of these guys? Sure, why not? Now to add some scales on it, so you will know that it's for sure some sort of fish thing. These eyes don't look nearly angry enough. Almost surprised or disgusted or something? I can't really tell, but hang on while I fix them. I couldn't fix them. Eyebrows for safety. I'm pretty sure it has something going on with its belly. Like plate things or something? I don't know. It has to have some sort of discoloration like all fish do. So it's got a lighter colored belly and a darker back to blend in, you know? Oh, and I also forgot, the way it propels itself through water. It has these weird fin arm things, right? They look the same as the ridges on the back, but they're totally swimming fins. I actually thought this was one of the ones I would get right, but it was so wrong. Imagine running into this thing out at sea. You're like, oh, poor creature. Number 132, Ditto. I've actually drawn this Pokemon as a pincer, but here we go. We got a squiggle and another squiggle. Yes. And bloop. Done. Not even close. Even though these are all really terrible, I'm having a lot of fun making my own crappy personal Pokedex. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make a Pokedex, like actually draw it out and put these on there. And maybe eventually I will catch them all and build my own Pokedex from 1 to, I guess they're 802 now with Marshadow. I've got a long way to go before then though, because I think I've only done, 13 of them now after I've counted? And that's only like 1.5% of all the Pokemon that have been made so far, and they're still making them, so who knows how long it'll take, but I'll still try to have fun on the way. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, it helps me out. Also, leave a comment below with suggestions on what I should draw. If you want to watch more of this stuff, there are 2 videos on the screen. The YouTube AI overlords think you'll like the one on the right. And if you haven't already, click the circular cartoon face to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.